Cannabis and Culture, Ancient China and the Aztecs by Savannah Schuss, course Hums 150, B1. Nature, Healing, and Spiritual Meaning. Across the world, ancient cultures use nature for healing and spiritual meaning. One plant, cannabis, plays an important role in that story. In this documentary, we're looking at how it's used in ancient China and exploring the rituals cannabis of and the medicine Aztecs and or ritual. Mexicans. In ancient China, China, cannabis was used for both medicine and rituals. Chinese medicines texts over 2,000 years ago talk about cannabis helping with pain, malaria, and other health problems, which is super important to China's ancient history and all that's gone on and has happened to become what it is today. Cannabis in Daily Life and Spirituality. Hai Lu Li studied old texts and found that cannabis was part of daily life in different parts of China. It was grown for medicine, rope, and cloth. More than just useful, it was seen as powerful in spiritual rituals, said Li, 1974. Cannabis ceremonies. The Turpin Braziers. In 2019, archaeologists discovered old braziers, big balls, big things. In western China, these had traces of cannabis with high THC levels, suggesting people burn it intentionally its psychotic effects. Cannabis ceremonies in altered states. This shows that cannabis smoke might have been used in ceremonies to reach the spirit world or to get into altered state of minds. The Mexicas, building a spiritual society. At the same time, in Mesoamerica, the Mexicans, also known as Aztecs, were building a powerful and spiritual society. But Aztec is a name outsiders gave them. They called themselves the Mexicas because people of the land of Mexico, now Mexico. Religion, nature, and rituals in Mexico life. The Mexicas believed their gods had guided them to settle in the Valley of Mexico. They built temples, created art, and held rituals to honor their gods. These rituals often involved nature, plants, animals, and stones, all a part of their spiritual world. Sculpture, art of spiritual expression. One of the most important forms of art was sculpture. Giant stone carvings of gods and symbols weren't just decorations, they were part of the ceremonies and placed in temples during offerings to the gods, said King, 2013. Ritual plants and the role of shamans. While we don't have direct evidence that the Mexicas were cannabis or used cannabis, we know that they used a lot of other plants and herbs for medicine and spirituality. Shamans and priests led ceremonies meant to heal the body and connect with the gods. Sensory ceremonies and spiritual connections. These ceremonies, like those in China, involve the senses, touch, smell, sight, and sometimes altered states. Shared wisdom, respect for nature. The Mexicas, just like the ancient Chinese, knew nature had an important role in bringing balance to both the body and spirit. So even though their rituals were different, both cultures shared a deep respect for nature and believed it would connect people to something bigger. Cannabis stones and sacred understandings. In China, cannabis smoke filled the air during sacred rituals. In Mexico, stone offerings were placed at the feet of gods. These ancient practices show us how humans have always looked to the natural world for healing, meaning, and connection. The use of plants like cannabis in these cultures doesn't just tell us they're medicine or used for medicine. It also shows that they saw nature as something sacred, something that could help people find balance and understanding.